Hello, welcome to QJHS Curriculum Night 2020. I am Matt McClelland. I have taught at the junior high school since 2004 and taught science each year, life science and physical science and environmental science. I graduated from SIU in 2001. And then I went back later on and I got my master's degree in Masters of Administration in 2011. My family include my wife, Laura. She is a teacher at the high school. And then I have 4 children, Eric, Amick, Joel, Clayton, and Joel. The course that we're going over this year is physical science. This is an 8th grade science course. It is designed to basically prepare students for attending the high school and being able to excel in the classes of chemistry and physics when they get to the high school. We do usually do a lot of hands-on. I'm not sure how this is all going to look this year with all the constraints to the courses, but we're going to try as much as we can to do some hands-on things with the kids. The topics we discuss, we always start off the very beginning of the year with lab safety. And so we've already done our lab safety unit. The kids had to take a quiz on it and had to do well on that quiz in order to move on from that. Then we get into 4 main units that we're going to be covering. We've got studying materials scientifically, which is what we're studying right now. We have chemistry materials, which is going to be at in second quarter. We have energy, which is going to be basically third quarter, and forces of motion, which take us into about the beginning of May, up until about the beginning of May. Then from when we get into May, we'll be covering waves and magnets, and that's going to be our 5th unit that we're going to be covering. The things that the kids need to bring with them, and for this year, we have our stuff in our classroom, so that makes it a lot easier, but they need to have a 5-subject notebook, and just so they have an area for one of their subjects in that notebook for science, that would be great. They need to have a folder or a binder of some sort to be able to keep all of their materials in from science, like whatever we pass back. Writing utensils like blue and black ink only, just because I'm getting older and it's hard to see the yellows and the oranges and all of that stuff. I try to read that stuff, but it's kind of hard. A pencil and a calculator. We do a lot of calculations in second semester, and I needed for all the kids to have a calculator. Whatever they use for math is fine. For science, I just need for all of them to have one. What is required? Learning is required. So when we talk about the classroom expectations and their behavior, we need to make sure that we always have an environment where students can learn. And safety always has to come first. If we do a lot of hands-on things, then the students are going to have to always keep in mind we have to be safe at all times so that nobody gets injured. To be responsible, have your materials, make sure your homework is done on time, make sure you're handing in your homework on time, and all of those things. Try to be respectful of your classmates and your teacher when they're talking, and of others' materials, and of our class time. And try to be inspired. Cooperate with everybody, with your classmates and the adults who you come into contact with each day. Work expectations. You will see them bring science homework home periodically, not probably every week, maybe every other week, maybe once a week. It just kind of depends on the week. We have a lot of extra time built in this year with the morning advisory and the afternoon advisory. And so I think that's going to take away a lot of their homework necessity stuff. So you shouldn't see homework come home too often for science. When you do, it'll be in the form of like maybe a study guide or something like that to try to get ready for a quiz. Students need to stay organized and use their planner. We gave planners out at the very beginning of the year. I've seen a lot of kids try to use those already, so that's great. Students and parents can also access Skyward to be able to check their grades and assignments throughout the week. Grading, letter grades are assigned by the QPS grading policy. For the junior high school, that means that the practice grades are worth 40%, and performance grades are 60%. What is practice? Practice is normally homework. If we collect any data for a lab, all those types of things are considered practice grades. Performance are going to be those grades like a quiz, like a test, like a lab write-up, a project. Any of those types of things will be their performance grades. Grades can be checked on Skyward at home. If you go to the QPS site, and then you can go to Skyward Family Access, and you can keep up with the grades there. Retakes, we do offer retakes for performance assessments. If the student were to not do very well on their quiz or their test, and they wanted to retake, they need to let the teacher know within 2 school days of receiving the grade back. They need to have made a genuine first attempt, meaning they actually tried on the first test and they didn't just go through and try to answer it as fast as they could and be done with it and try to get themselves ready for the retake. They need to complete all the practice assignments, so all of their homework needs to be done and handed in before they were to do a retake. And if there's any required learning activity from the teacher, like that may be that I have kids do another study guide, or something to that effect for them to prepare a little bit more for next time. When they do a retake, they will receive the higher of the 2 scores. If the first attempt was higher, you get the first attempt score. The second attempt was higher, you get that score then. Late work, makeup work. The students are responsible for trying to find out what they missed when they were gone. We're going to be a little bit lenient with that this year, especially I am, just because we are trying to use Microsoft Teams, and so we're all trying to work on this as a group. I'm not the best at it, and I don't think the students are, and so we're just trying to work through all of this stuff together as a group. So if they miss school for anything, or if they have an extended absence, if they're quarantined, then we need to make sure to try to look out for each other, and I will work with the student and the student will work with me. If there's anything like if they're assigned homework and they're at school that day, it'll be due the next day. If it is late, then I will accept it 1 day late, and that is a junior high policy for the 8th grade, and after that it will not be worth any points. Some computer programs which you may see your students on throughout the year are going to be Clever. We use Clever for our main textbook. We use Microsoft Teams, which is an app where our students can see all the different things from their classroom. Maybe it's the homework assignment, maybe it's the, if it's our lab book or anything like that, they're going to have access to that. And also through YouTube. We will have our QJHS science page there, and we have actually made some videos of the labs we do. And then students are able to log on there later and try to collect data if they need extra room for data collection. For communication, I will be sending out Skyward emails to students and families periodically with important information. Maybe we have a quiz or a test coming up. Maybe I just need to try to get information out to families. Whatever it is, I'll be using Skyward email. If you need to contact me, students can send me a team chat on Microsoft Teams if they want to send me a chat, and then I will see that. I also have an email and a phone number. If you call my phone number or my extension at the junior high, my extension number is 1413. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out.